Welcome to our channel. Are you ready to witness the brutal power of nature? From severe floods and harsh storms to the most horrifying disasters, everything will be here. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Like, share, and comment to explore together. Let's get started. The gigantic emerald ice wall, cold and imposing. The silence in the space is suffocating. Everything seems to be waiting for an impending disaster to erupt. Boom! The explosion shook everything. The ice shattered like a wild beast that had been chained for too long. Huge chunks of ice crashed down, colliding wildly, creating a blinding white tsunami. Eyes wide open, heart racing. The water churns, steam rising like the smoke of hell. A fierce, frenzied power. The ice is not just breaking, it is rebelling. Continue to break. The massive ice blocks keep crashing down. A masterpiece is being torn apart right before our eyes. The terrified eyes watched helplessly at the frenzied destruction. Again, the fury does not stop. The ice continues to melt, pouring down in torrents. A storm is approaching. Wind, rain, and fury all come together to form an endless nightmare. The rain pours down like thousands of sharp blades. Everything is engulfed in fierce destruction. The fury begins, the sky darkens, and the storm rumbles like the roar of a giant monster. A nightmare is approaching, unstoppable. A terrifying moment. A gigantic tsunami roared, tearing everything apart. Vehicles and houses were submerged in an instant. Life is as fragile as a leaf, swept away in a storm. The city is submerged beneath the wrath of the sea. A peaceful world is suddenly devastated. The destruction is unimaginable. The wrath of the sea has not yet subsided. The fierce waves continue to surge, engulfing everything. The houses are like fragile paper boats amidst the terrifying storm. Raging flash. Floods. The water tears everything apart. Trees are uprooted. Bridges and culverts collapse. Life is gradually being submerged in an endless sea of water. The destruction of the flow, a river of white mud sweeping through everything. The mountainside collapses, drowning everything in a sea of ash. This scene is truly haunting. The flash flood swept through, carrying away homes. This house is now just a victim of nature. Despair is evident in every frame. Soil, wood, and debris. What was once a workplace is now a pile of rubble. We cannot help but feel sorrow. The mud is overflowing, swallowing everything. We cannot help but feel helpless and horrified by this devastation. The stream has become a deadly path, a reminder of the power of nature. We must be more careful. The giant waterfall cascades down, mud and earth swirl. The magnificent scenery has now turned into a terrifying warning. From above, the devastation is evident. A desolate, empty land that is chilling. The space is chaotic. The floodwaters rise, sweeping everything away. A disaster. That land has nothing left but ruin. The raging waters, like a nightmare from which there is no escape. The floodwaters poured down like a waterfall, rushing through the pedestrian street. The entire road was submerged in a sea of water, the fierce current sweeping everything away. A horrifying, desolate scene right in the heart of the city. The scene is strangely peaceful. The sturdy bridge, the shallow stream, an ordinary day, or just the calm before the storm. Suddenly, a sense of unease spreads. The gentle stream now conceals danger. It bursts forth. A fierce flood approaches. Murky water rises high, sweeping through violently. A scene of devastation unfolds. The raging water devastates mercilessly. The small people stand before the wrath of nature. The floodwaters rage, and everything is shattered and hopeless. A warning about the terrifying power of nature. Horrifying and haunting. The lonely house amidst the raging waters. Everything is submerged in murky water, a feeling of helplessness and sorrow in the face of nature's cold destruction. From above, the tiny car was swept away like a meaningless toy. The devastation of natural disasters serves as a powerful warning about the brutality and limitless strength of nature. A feeling of overwhelm, fear, and helplessness envelops us, but at the same time there is admiration for the majestic and ruthless beauty of nature.